Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so glad that you tuned in again. It's Motivational Monday. I hope you're having a great day. Like I said, this is the You Were Meant to Be a Teacher YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share. I've been doing this in education going on in August would be my 18th year. It would be the start of my 18th year. So I'm really excited about it. I have Motivational Mondays, and there's different things you can do on Motivational Mondays. And Motivational Mondays, it could be a quote, it could be a song. It's something to get everybody livened up, or even just to think about as they go through the week. So the quote I have that I used to have my kids say every day was, watch your thoughts before they become your words. Watch your words before they become your actions. Watch your actions before they become your habits. And watch your habits before they become your character. And watch your character before it becomes your destiny. For it will. And at the end of the day, it will become your destiny, right? So everything starts with the thought. And so, what I usually want my kids to do is to think about the things that we do well. Sometimes we focus so much on the things that are negative. And another thing is having our students to really get in tune with their thoughts so that they will be able to process and communicate, right? One of the things that I would say is it's a constant growing every year is getting students to communicate what is going on. And that's just not students, that's even adults. Like, what is the real problem? There's a root here. It really you're mad that the student didn't bring a pencil, or are you upset because you feel they're disrespecting you by not being prepared? Or do you feel that students should be prepared? So everything starts with a thought. There's some things that and some myths that we have, like parents don't want to be called and students don't want to learn, right? Where did that start from? People saying it, things that we might have seen, and we keep mulling it over. So, for example, as a teacher, you have to know the temperature in the room. So it's not that you can read a student's mind, but basically, right? It says, watch your thoughts before they will become your words. So, usually something's going to happen. First of all, students start off with words. That's usually the process. It's thoughts, then it's words. And then after that words, it becomes action. And so when a fight happens, that those things just don't happen. Something happened where there is a thought. That thought was processed, it became words. And that words could have been when you were around or when you weren't around. And then it becomes action. And then it becomes habits. Like students that constantly outburst, that just doesn't happen one time and you'd be like, oh my God. It starts with somewhere, usually with a thought. It's their thought pattern that became what? Some words, and then those words became action. So let me just give you a prime example. In the classroom, I had a student. This is just before I left the classroom in 2017, and he was one of my students, bright, but we had a communication issue with the expectations. He wanted to do his own thing, and I had an expectation for him to do something else. But this one day, he was really, on point about doing what he needed to do. But there was a miscommunication. Instead of him asking me for clarification, he thought I meant one thing. I knew what I meant, but I didn't know he misunderstood. And so he kind of jumped up and down like this, young man. I don't want to sit there. So when he did that, I started laughing because I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to sit there? I'm like, you have to sit by yourself when you're doing practice test problems for your upcoming test. So I'm laughing, and I just didn't laugh. The whole class laughed. But I believe when we started laughing, that made him upset. And I didn't say anything. I was like, well, just sit here. And he left and went out and did a cool off, which was fine. But in the process of his cool off, because he was still upset, he Snapchat or did something with his phone to another student and basically called her a white bee. So now she comes and shows me what he sent her. She doesn't feel comfortable. I have a classroom that's really close to me. Um, and she's like, we had a shared door, and I was like, can she come over and just be with you for a while until I see what's going on? Anytime you have an outburst or something that's not going on, try to separate one of the two kids. And then after you separate them, tell the students, I didn't separate you because I agree with you or didn't agree with you or didn't like you. It has nothing to do with that. I needed to separate so I can get a bigger picture and to diffuse the situation in the classroom. A lot of times as teachers, and especially beginning teachers, we don't diffuse anybody. We keep everybody in a room so that whatever tension is going up is constantly bubbling. So when I found out that he did that, I had to take some time to breathe myself because that's not how I run my room. And so then we went into our honesty circle. And our honesty circle, since he did it in front of the class, we had to literally, um, since he did it in front of the classroom, we had to um, address it in front of the class. She didn't have to be involved. It was a choice for her. So after he came in, he eventually apologized to her. But this is what I mean by watch your thoughts before they become your words. And before they become your words, how they become your actions. He literally said, I knew she was going to be the weakest link. And since I was upset at myself for reacting the way I did, I chose to call her a white bee, give her the middle finger, and send it to her. So when we say things like Motivational Mondays, even though I call them Motivational Mondays, it's always something that they can use, not just them, me as a person, my staff, my colleagues, that, hey, watch your thoughts. Your thoughts will become your words. Your words will become your actions. Your actions will become habits. And your habits will build your character, and your character will determine your destiny. And if we as educators can assist our students knowing that early on, and as educators, as people, as individuals, take time to really check our thoughts, the good ones and the bad ones, and be able to say, why am I thinking this way? Another example, I had another student who had an eating disorder, all because another student called her fat, and she was a size 10. And what ended up happening? I had other students who passed tests, who's never passed a test before, because we changed what we thought about ourselves. And once we change what we thought about ourselves, we change the words that we say about ourselves. And if we can change the words that we say about ourselves, we can change the actions of what we do. And that breeds success. So I just wanted to say that's one of the reasons why we do Motivational Monday. And I hope this motivates you to understand that you are valuable. You are worthy. You are a necessity. We need you. We're going on and off in this world like we don't need people anymore. We need each other. So before I go, who are we? We are teachers, right? That's who we are. We care. We inspire. We never give up on our students or ourselves. Who are we? We are humble. We teach and we learn from others. We are teachers who provoke thought, right? But we also provoke and teach others to think for themselves. Who are we? We are teachers here at this moment to change the world one child at a time. Who are we? We are great teachers. So I hope this blesses you today. If it did, share it, like it, leave comments below, things that you might do to motivate your students. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen. Have a great week. And you are valuable. We need you. Don't forget that. Goodbye.